Never buy just because something hits a certain price. It's all about what the price action does, what the candlesticks tell you, what the volume tells you, things of that nature. So that's one way that we're looking to enter. Let's say that you don't get the breaking retest. Sometimes things don't give you a retest, it just runs. What would you look for then? You may ask what you want to see then. Let's say you don't get no retest. You might get this stuff. Anybody know what that is? Anybody know what this is right here? That I just tried to draw out. Not a great drawing, but yep, it's a flag, bull flag pattern. Okay. And why would we want to see that? You want to see that because with the bull flag pattern, this tells you that this stock is more than likely to continue to the upside. Okay. So what we just did with this play is we just went from what I like to call the mountain to the field. You see, we started on a large time frame. And this is the ideology of my entire strategy. You start on a large time frame with something that has a setup here. So if this has a breakout setup on the daily chart, if you're trying to day trade it, all you have to do is catch a piece of the move. You know that this type of pattern actually kind of looks like a little bull flag here from the daily. So you know that it has a bullish setup already. So all you have to do is find out, okay, where's the next place that I can look to get in? Because you don't always just get in at random places. I like to get in at key levels. Okay. And then to add on to it, reason why NVIDIA is good, think about other stocks in the same sector. We take a look at AMD. AMD is strong this morning. What else is in this sector? MU. MU is strong this morning. What else is in this sector? TSM. TSM is strong this morning. Okay. Um, you got the one of the ETFs is pushing up a lot this morning. Look like it may be coming up to a little resistance up here, but it's also strong. You got SOXL might be coming up to a little resistance, but it's also strong. So why do I show you all of this, those other stocks? Sector strength it's a real thing. Okay, so this is the AI sector, chip sector, things of that nature. A lot of times when you see stocks in the same sector moving the same way, that's how they're gonna move. If it walk like a duck, it quack like a duck, it's gonna be a duck 9 times out of 10. So that doesn't mean that they all can't fake out. They definitely can. But this is probability based trading. You know what I'm saying? So we're just taking the most probability that we can here. Let's see the other stocks that we was looking at. Let's check out Amazon this morning. I haven't looked at them yet. Amazon is breaking its bull flag. All right. I would have preferred to probably catch it down here. I kind of see how it starts moving, but they look pretty decent. All right. So they're trying to break out. What else was on there? Google. Google's probably the one that I would kind of wait on possibly. Just because a triangle pattern, you got to understand what these patterns tell you. A flag pattern is a continuation pattern. A triangle pattern is a neutral pattern. It shows indecision in the market. So, um, if I was to say that one was more likely to fake out, it's going to be it'll definitely be a triangle pattern. Just because a triangle pattern is formed because of this down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay. So what really confirms a breakout from a triangle pattern? That would be when you start breaking the structure, right? So things such as you start breaking these highs right here, that'll really confirm. You start breaking and holding stuff like this. Um, yeah, so that's Google. That's probably one that I probably would hold off on unless it just gets really strong today. I will hold off on it. And also take note, man, the things that we're talking about, we're not talking about anything different. We're talking about very basic concepts, right? So we're using levels, we're using chart patterns, we're using basic knowledge of chart structure. We're using very basic stuff. I don't do anything that's difficult. I'm just a master of the basics. See, we haven't talked about no indicators. I haven't pulled up no EMAs, I haven't pulled up none of that stuff. If you can't understand the very basics, you will never be able to understand the strategy. So every strategy is formed off of understanding the basics. So we're gonna keep it moving. It's cute, man. I'm mad about this one. I'm mad about this one because this came right in my buy area twice. And did I buy it? No. I'm mad about that one. I definitely want to catch it on the pullback. If I can get it back to 91, man, that would be a blessing. I hope we don't just take off. Might have to day trade it for now until we get like a little pullback. But yeah, SQ looks great. What else was on there? Apple. I seen Apple this morning. I started charting a little bit. So I do want to show y'all this right here. So Apple. This is the old all-time high. We have not retested the old all-time high yet. Looking to possibly see if it can get down here. When it gets here, this is definitely where you want to buy it for real. We could bounce back up right here and go to the highs, but I feel like we can come down. So a couple things you want to look for. All right, we got two things. You got to think of it in scenarios. Think of it like a break and retest, right? So before you get here to retest it here, look at this area right here that was holding, right? So this area was holding, broke it, and it looked like it's trying to retest. Also, look at this straight shot down. What is this? Anybody know what that is? That's another chart pattern. A bear flag. Exactly. Yep. So bear flag, what's the difference between a bear flag and a bull flag? The bear flag is formed because it came down before it flagged to the upside. Bull flag goes up before it flags to the downside. So just think about it here. We have it's look like it may be trying to form a bear flag, and we're also looking like we're trying to go and retest this old support right here. So if you was to want to get puts on Apple a little early, looks like if you wanted to take a chance on it, if it was to get to 246-ish, somewhere around there, that's where you probably want to grab puts. That would make your risk reward really, really, really good. Because if we was to you grab puts up here, if this thing was to break down, you're looking at 246 to 237. What is that? $9? Maybe something like that. My math ain't that great. I ain't went to sleep yet. But yeah, looks good. Now, if it doesn't get up there and it just starts to break down, if it doesn't get up here and it breaks down, what method of entry do you guys think we could use? If it doesn't get up here and it just breaks down past this level, what would you look for if it just starts breaking down past this level? It's actually two answers, but retest. Exactly. Yep. Number one, you look for the break and retest. Boom. Or if it doesn't retest, you look for the pattern. All right. That is literally that's literally my strategy. Like everything that I do, if y'all go back and look in the chat, everything that I do looks the exact same because it is the exact same. I don't change anything. I just replicate the same exact thing over and over and over and over and over and over. All right. It's 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 not a difficult strategy, but you have to understand what you're looking at. That's the thing. You got to understand what you're looking at. You just have to understand what's going on in larger time frames. I only trade things that have a potential move on a bigger frame because that gives you a better chance to win. TTWO. This is the company that's putting out GTA. Now, the problem with this one is I was doing a little bit more research, and this was after I put out a video. I was doing a little bit more research, and I just started looking at some contracts. I was like, okay, contracts might not be too expensive, and they're not bad price. Um, they're not bad. The problem is the contracts have pretty low volume. So you're looking at volume, like if I was just to look at, let's say a month from now, what's today, the 6th? If I was to look at something like February 7th, um, or even February 14th, and Valentine's Day on Friday, something like the 14th. A 200 call for the 14th, it's at like 190 right now. So this 200 call probably gonna end up being four something, probably mid fours at open if we hold 190, possibly. It has zero volume. So something that close has zero volume. That's not good. You look at something like next week, January 17th, at 190 call for next week. 116, that's not terrible. 195 calls only have 38 volume. So I mean, the volume is kind of low. And let me tell y'all a story of why I'm always cautious of the volume. So in 2020 or 2021, one of them, I was trading Shopify, right? So for those of you who was been trading for a while, y'all know that Shopify, the price of Shopify right now is not really the real price. Shopify used to be very expensive, and it used to move fast, like the way Tesla kind of moves now. Shopify used to move just like that before it got split. Amazon, same way. Amazon used to move fast. If you didn't have like 10,000 in your account, you probably couldn't trade Amazon and Shopify. The contracts was like $2,000, $3,000 for a decent contract. It was crazy. It was a crazy time to trade back then. Um, but I got into a Shopify contract, and of course it was expensive, right? And the spread on it, if you don't know what the spread is the bid and the ask. How far apart is the bid and the ask? I think the bid was like maybe I don't even remember exactly how much it was, but the bid and the ask was like $200 or $300 apart. Okay, and that's way too high. If you look at something like Apple, the bid and the ask is probably gonna be $1 to $3 max, spread apart. And if you are not careful, you can get filled at the ask price. So I got filled at the ask, and as soon as I got into the country, I was down $200-300 because I was not paying attention to how much volume was in the contract and the spread. Okay, so the reason I tell you that story is so you don't make that same mistake. Because if I'm looking at January 31st, 195 call right now, and I'll show y'all this. I don't think I'm lying. I don't know if y'all can see it. Hopefully y'all can. I don't know. You probably can't. I don't know if it's gonna focus or not. It might not focus, but um the bid and ask on the TTW 195 call for 131. The bid is 147. The ask is 400. That is a $253 difference. So if you're not paying attention and you get filled at 400, looks like the last contract sold for 274. So the real price is around 274. So if you was to get in that because you're not paying attention, minus 400 minus 274, you would be automatically down $126 per contract. So yeah, that's a risk you take when you are playing with stocks that got super low volume. So that's the only thing I would say to be cautious about TTO about, but this thing, honestly, it looks really, really good. I do hope it does dip down. If it dips down again, I'll definitely be on some contracts for real. So TTO looks good, but that's another little mini lesson. Let's see. Did I miss anything that was on the watch list? I don't think so. Let me go through it. Got quite a few stocks on the watch list. I usually don't have this many, but everything looked good. Google, we did. Amazon, we did. Apple, we did. Square. Did we talk about Square? A little bit. We didn't go super in depth with Square, but yeah, we talked about everything. So what I would do at this point is when I'm starting to get close to the market open like this, especially when you have multiple plays, like a lot of times I'm circled in on like just one play. So I don't have to set like an alert because I'm already watching it. Something like this, you kind of got multiple plays. You definitely want to set alerts. So something like Apple, I probably would set a couple. I would set a couple alerts on Apple. The first one I would set is we know that we're looking for a possible reject around 246. So what I'm going to do first is whatever you want to do your alerts on. If you do your alerts on TradingView, if you do it on Yahoo Finance, if you use Webull, they got good alerts. I'm gonna set my first alert on Apple for if it gets above 245 point. What's this lowest point up here? 245.7. So I'm gonna do an alert for if Apple gets above 245.6. 245.6 above 245.6 because I know looking for it to reject around up there somewhere. All right. And you can also, if you want to, if you don't want to watch it, you can set one for if Apple starts to get below this 242. So you got this trash right here. If it breaks down out of this trash, it's gonna fall, I'm telling you. So I probably would do 240. You could probably do 242 on the dot with the price below. And boom. You're taking care of the apple. All right. So you don't really want to touch it unless it gets up here or gets down here. What do you do in the meantime? You leave it alone. All right. NVIDIA is probably gonna be the one that I'm gonna watch off rip. But if you guys want to watch something else off rip, you don't have to do the exact same thing on one set of eyes. But if you want to have a place to put your alerts on NVIDIA, we know we're looking for above 149.72. So you can set an alert for 149.5, maybe. And I just like to do it a little bit before. I like to do it a little bit before that so I can kind of look at some contracts and go ahead and have those loaded up. So first alert, I'm gonna do above 149.5, 149.5. And then below, we know that we're looking for possibly to dip. Look like that's at 146.38 approximately. So I say 146.6 as far as the price below. All right. That handles NVIDIA. Anything else super close? AMD, I'm already in the AMDL, so I really haven't been worried about trading AMD like that. It's kind of just been letting shares do it. Had like 53 shares right now. I should have bought some more, but kind of forgot about it a little bit. So I haven't really been touching AMD, kind of just let the shares do whatever they do. Same with Tesla. I already got shares in Tesla, so I kind of just let the shares do whatever. Unless we have a really big breakout, then I'll trade that. But I ain't finna chase Tesla up and down all day long. You can set one for Amazon if you want to. If you want to, you can do Amazon. It's already breaking out. So if you want to be risky, it's already kind of breaking out. But if you want to be on the safe side, really, if it gets above that 229.2, that looks really, really good. It'll look really, really good there. But at that point, it'll be up quite a bit. So that's a little bit more risky, but 229.2. So I'd probably leave it at 229 flat so I can see it before. Um, Google, I kind of would just see how it does after open. I probably would have that one as an immediate watch. TTWO, definitely probably set alerts here. I probably look to day trade it, man. Honestly, I probably look to day trade TTWO because they don't have a bunch of volume. I don't want to get stuck in no contracts. Um, it's already breaking out, so it's kind of hard to say where you want to buy a dip unless you're gonna try to wait all the way down to 186, which I don't know if it's gonna get there. So I would probably say I'm setting my alert at 192. That's the next breakout point, 192. And no, this is not the all-time high. You see on the weekly chart. This is why you gotta zoom out. It's the weekly chart. All right. So above this, we're kind of running into some trash, but um next level, sort of say, really isn't till you start getting around 209, 210. So you got plenty of room to run. So I'm just gonna set my alert on TTWO 191.8, something like that. That's cool. 191.8. All right, and that's it. Finish that right in time, right on time. So we got 2 minutes for the market open. Y'all let me know whatever questions y'all have. Let me know what questions y'all have. Um, Does it make sense to you how I'm kind of going about finding what I want to trade and why? The biggest part is you understanding why I'm looking at the stuff I'm looking at. Does it make sense a little bit? And you're not going to get it the first time. It's going to take a few times, but the more you do it, you'll understand more. So let me know if it makes sense to you a little bit. Mhm. So it make a lot of sense. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Appreciate that, Pro Fight. But really, when you do your homework before the market opens, you have no reason to. Some people they'd be jittery, like right when the market opens. We already did the hard work. We got no reason to worry about anything. All we gotta do now is wait on it to happen. And if it don't happen, oh well. You know. One play too, man, that did kind of make me mad. Ain't gonna lie. I was mad about this play. Uber. I made a whole video about Uber and it never gave me the entry. I was looking for it down here. We never got it. Sometimes that's gonna happen. So it's up $6 from this point, but that would have been amazing to catch it down here, but we didn't get it. So I didn't. It's all good though. You can also take note of. You can also always take note of what SPY is doing too while you're trading. You don't usually want to do the opposite of what SPY is doing. So like if SPY is dropping hard, you want to be more cautious of taking, calls and things of that nature. It's one more thing that I forgot to show y'all. It's not ready yet, but it can happen really, really quick. On ticker QUBT. So this one has been kind of hot towards the end of the year. You see, I already got some stuff marked up on it. We really might be getting into it today because it's a cheap play, but it can move. Um, it's quantum computing. All right, so Apple alert just went off. Still super early though, so I'll probably let it do what it's gonna do right now. It's a huge triangle pattern. This thing went from $6 to $27. If you take the length of the breakout, which this is what this is, it says the next breakout is supposed to take it to $40. Is it gonna do that? I don't know, but that's what it says. That's what it says. Yeah. So I kind of got that on watch too. Mm-mm-mm. And if y'all see anything else, please drop it in the chat. I don't mind looking at it, see what's going on. I see somebody said Dale earlier. I didn't get a chance to that one. Dale, Dale looks decent. Um, Probably not something I would touch right now, unless I was already in. I'd probably be pretty late to it, but it looks pretty decent to continue possibly. I don't think it looks bad at all. Hey man, if Apple don't hold up here, the puts gonna hit. Puts are gonna hit. Right. Honestly, you talking about contracts on NVDA. Let's see what those contracts look like. Could look at some weeklies. I've been straying away from like 0 days and weeklies, man, just because a lot of times it feel like you will get stopped out, and then the move kind of just happens right after you get stopped out. a way to kind of defeat that is to get a little bit longer contracts. So y'all might notice I haven't been playing as many 0 days and weeklies as I usually do. I kind of just been getting a little bit longer contracts and just putting a little bit more money on it. Alert just went off for TTWO. Take a look at that. It's at 190, 195 right now. But NVDA is also looking pretty decent. TTWO. Yeah, see. I hate trading charts like this. Like that has the gaps on a 1 minute chart. Man, that's rough. That's rough. Ain't gonna lie. But we're still gonna look at it. But that is rough. Next 1 minute candle could open up at like 189 or something. Like you'll be sick. All right, let's look at some NVIDIA contracts. And you're finna be at all-time highs on NVIDIA. So I mean, you don't know how far it can go. So it's not a bad idea to kind of get further away. NVIDIA's holding up. It's like they're gonna go. If I was to look at the weeklies, mm, 150 calls. So like by the time it's up there, 150 calls probably gonna be around 350, something like that. By the time it's up there, that entry point. Um, the delta on it right now is 47, theta is 38. So not bad for a day trade, but definitely not great for swinging. Look at next week contracts. 150 call, it's gonna run you about close, probably around $500, a little bit over that. But your delta would be 50 and the theta would be 22. Honestly, in my opinion, I think you would be safe with anything up to 155. I honestly think you would be safe in my opinion. 155 is a little bit further, but you would be safe with anything with 155. It's not bad to go further away. You just gotta realize what the contracts say. Think about the volume is 6,000. The delta is 33. The theta is 20. All right. So you're gonna be making $33 per contract that it goes up or down, you know, or you'll be losing that much. So think about you buy three contracts, you pretty much got $100 of delta. That's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. They drop. Google is actually pretty strong. Hmm. Yeah, Google looks good. I ain't gonna lie. Google definitely looks good. Let me just cycle through on my phone, see if we're missing anything. All right, so this thing is starting to run QUBT. Ain't gonna lie, we might grab a little bit of these because they cheap. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't mind. Looks like if it can start getting above 1921, above that spot, yeah, yeah, it's probably gonna go. So I got my eye on that. Definitely got my eye on that. See what Apple's doing. SPY and QQQ both pushing up. AMD's pushing up. Apple rejected a little bit off that 246. Look at Apple. Five-minute reject a little bit, but I don't think it's ready quite yet. Still super early. Still super early. So depending on where this thing kind of goes, looks like the absolute max that you should be losing if you get into this thing. There's no reason why you should lose. This is exactly where the trade does just completely does not work anymore. Right. So if you get in on a break and retest here, the trade completely does not work if it gets under here because higher low, higher low. Okay. So you want to see this thing kind of keep making the higher lows. So you really got this is a pretty it's a decent I mean it's a dollar though. Dollar is quite a bit, options as far as when you're talking about a stop loss. Well, it depends on what kind of contracts you get. Mm, Apple puts look good, man. I ain't gonna lie. I think if Apple pushes up again and it fails to break highs, I'll be looking at some Apple puts. They the puts really look good now. Apple got that nice push up. Let me see what some Apple put contracts look like. And if y'all got a question about anything, y'all always you can drop it in the chat. You can raise your hand. I can unmute you or whatever. You can do that. If it was the Apple puts, I probably would get a couple weeks out just to kind of give me some time. But looks like if you was to get like 24th, would be straight probably. And if you was to be aiming for what we said, the lows that we're kind of aiming for, look at that. Look at that. If you took that reject, man, that's you'd be up a lot already. I probably wouldn't go past 240 would be amazing. The closer to in the money you get, the better, but definitely nothing past here because this is where we'll kind of be targeting. So Apple look decent. I hope it can push up one more time. If it pushes up again and can't break highs, I'll be looking at some Apple puts. Easy. That should be easy money. No, I'm doing a lot of talking. So you get into SPY puts even though, I'm sorry, you get into Apple puts even though SPY and QQQ green. Yeah, if they was to reject, I would. I would if they was to reject. If Apple was to reject, say Bush and go for in SPY 5 minute. Let's see. Let's see. SPY. Well, it was. Looks like it was, but at the moment, still got a little bit of time to, yeah, changed a little bit on us. Still super early though. It ain't even 15 minutes in yet. Feel like it's been longer the way we moving. Yeah. So it looks like NVIDIA's, is that forming a little pattern? No, I can't really see it. Probably not. Just got a little downtrend. Mm, maybe a little bit of a triangle. Might be forcing it a little bit. I wouldn't mind going weekly on NVIDIA. I probably just wouldn't go as heavy as I would if I was to get next week. Dude, I like next week's a lot, man. Just because it can run. I mean, you right here, you at all-time highs. Get my laptop charger. Uh, let me get my laptop charger. Put this thing down. Yeah, video probably gonna go. So it broke. Man, I don't know if I want to look at 10th or the 17th. Hmm, it can be a big move. I probably go 17th. Ain't gonna lie. I probably go 17th just because it can run. Now, when you start talking about how far it can go, I really don't know. Video like to start running. To be completely honest with you, I wouldn't be mad at anything that you take on your video, probably up to 160. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't be mad at nothing up to 160. That's probably the max, absolute max. Of course, you wanna try to get as close as you can, but right, that's the break. We'll see if we can get a retest. If you don't, you want to possibly look for a pattern above, but you probably get a retest. I like these 155s are decent for January 17th. The deal looks good either way, man. This thing looks good either way. It, hmm, buy that up. Big red candle. Why did that just happen? I don't know. Let's see. So it's already broke. Let's see if it pushes back above strong. If you want to go weekly, if you want to go weeklies, if it gets back above, I wouldn't go past 150. I wouldn't go past 155 either. Uh, January 10th, I wouldn't go past 155. 17th, I wouldn't go past 160. Me personally. So I'm looking at the 152, 152.5. That's what I'm looking at right here. I think I'm about to get in just a second. Yeah. I'm gonna grab some 152 fives right here. Still gonna have the same stop. I really would love for it to hold up in here, 149. I would love for it to hold 149. So just grab 152 fives. Looking for the breakout here. You ain't got a super good candle to the upside yet, but I'm trying to front run it a little bit and possibly add to get the going. That was a big red candle. Maybe put the volume up there too. Let me see. Let's take volume. Let's see. Hopefully, I ain't got too much stuff up there. Look at that. It's not even a. It's not. It is pretty high volume actually. This candle had a lot of volume, but it was small. That was a lot of volume compared to all of this. So, so we'll see. We'll see what it does. Keep in mind that are we at highs? Nah. Well, the high is up here. The high is at 152. So this is the all-time high. It's moving kind of crazy. You can break out, you should get a nice little pop again. Hopefully. It's kind of just been playing around. You really haven't had a run on it at all this morning. It's kind of just up and down. I look at SPY. SPY is still trying to push up. QQQ still trying to push up. Just trying to see whatever this is gonna do. A lot of top weeks so far. A lot of top weeks. And around right here at the level at the moment. I was still trying to push down. Tesla popping and pushing down. It's like it might not be able to hold. We'll see. As far as a day trade, if you got weeklies, you definitely don't want to get down below here. Um, you really want to hold this way. If it gets down here, that's really no bueno. If you got next week's, I think you're good unless you get to lower day. You got next week's. I always like to be risky on bigger breakouts like this. Say ideally we're waiting until it goes above 49.72. Yeah, ideally you want it to close above that. I front ran it just a little bit with a couple starters just in case. And I want to add if it gets some strength. That's where you wanna put in the bread at up there. Yeah. That's where you want to put the bread in at. 5 minute looks pretty decent. Let's see if we got some news at 10. I don't think so, but I'll check just in case. At 10, looks like factory orders. I don't think that will move it a whole lot. Should hardly do nothing. So I always take note of what it's doing. Keep trying to form higher lows. So if you want to be super safe, you got, your contracts. If you want to start moving your stop up, at this point, it's like you really kind of, if you don't want to risk all the way down there, at this point, you don't want it to risk 149, kind of that area that I said at the beginning. But um, that's where you can do a hard stop if you don't want to risk down here. At first, it was kind of down here because you didn't have another place it popped from yet. Now you see it's kind of trying to base out. So 149 is definitely a spot you don't want to get below 149. But it looks pretty decent. Just kind of up and down We'll see if we can get a breakout past the highs. If we can get past that 150.5, we should be good. Factory orders minus zero point zero 0.04 in November consensus minus zero point 0.3. I don't know. I don't know what that is. If y'all know what it is, y'all can tell me what that is. I have no idea what that is, but see, it's trying to push out a little bit. See if it starts to hold this level. That would be amazing if it starts to hold up here. One 149 hard stop at this point. It's kind of trying to make these high lows, so I always want to try to keep it like that. Still hasn't been able to hold it super good yet, this level. It's trying to now. We had a lot of, still got these top wicks. Boom, boom, boom. Another top wick right there. It's trying though. It does look good. It's trying. As always, take profits when you're comfortable. Looking to see if we get a breakout. So I'm gonna be holding. Apple's doing. Apple just holding up. Google probably flying. Nah, they sold off. So everything like it kind of sold off a little bit, but NVDA actually is holding up at the moment. You was still strong. And you was at 99 now. Like it's trying to push 100 again. And you was strong. AMD, so what else? AMD is holding 129. Decent. You're looking for that breakout, man. I think we can get it. Always take profit when you're comfortable. You don't gotta hold just because I hold or because somebody else hold. Things change fast, especially with them weeklies. I'm telling you, two candles, man. You red. I want to take this stuff out, man. Need to take these weeks out. I'm finally gonna get a breakout. Are we gonna get it? Or is it gonna fake us out again on the video with some top weeks? We need to get above that 150.5. 5 man looks good. We just need everything else to start going. There you go. We need to start pushing. As always, take stuff when you're comfortable. Like I always say, don't hold just because somebody else hold. Should be up 10% at least, bare minimum 10% more than that. I always like to start trimming at around 15 anyway. Definitely should be up over 10%. See what SPY and QQQ looking like. SPY, like it's trying to break out. It's either gonna break out or fail miserably. QQQ is not breaking out, so be wary of that. Yeah. Congrats, y'all. Don't let it go red. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't let this go red, especially you got them weeklies. Congrats on it. You should be up 15%. Yeah, I probably got a better entry than I did. I'm up over 15%. So y'all definitely should be up at least 15%. So yep, you definitely trim. See if we can get the 151, man. Don't let it go negative. I think we hit 151. So if you got like sell orders on whatever you use, break even stop at this point on your holding the runner, stuff like that. Easy. Easy money. Should be over 20% now. All right. There y'all go. That's how it's done. Over 20%. I could hold some more, but me personally, I ain't had no sleep. So I'm gonna take my 20%, 23% on the field on my weeklies. And yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep. But first, before I hop off, man, I gotta see if y'all got questions about anything. Who made some money? Did y'all make some money? Hope y'all made some money. That was pretty good play. It didn't go super smooth, but just understand the price action. We understand what we're looking at. Let me know if y'all made some money on this play. Y'all make a little something. Hopefully, I put a little something in your gas tank. I should have bare minimum 20% because it dropped as soon as I got in. So y'all definitely got a better entry than me. If your winner's still going, you're probably close to 30. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. See, I should have got the next week contracts, man. I would have been scared to hold like I am now with some next week contracts. But yeah, that was perfect. Perfect play. Almost. So y'all let me know if you was trading by yourself, and you can be honest. If you was trading by yourself, you would have sold. You would have sold right here. Be honest. Who would have probably sold right there? Who would have sold? And I'll tell you, I'm gonna explain again why you don't sell right there. You say facts, yeah. Yeah. It's always important to understand that where the higher lows are, all right? As long as it's holding the higher lows, you're good. As long as it's holding the higher lows, you're good, right? It's when it starts breaking these higher lows is when you got to worry about it. Um, and this one wasn't picture perfect, just simply because you didn't really get a great retest at all. Kind of took a little bit of a gamble here. This was my entry right here. So y'all entry probably was a little better than mine. This is my entry candle. Was looking forward to possibly test because we had a really big red candle right here. So I took a gamble on it a little bit, but yeah, you didn't get a super great breaking retest, but still a really, really good trade nonetheless. Can still look out for Apple if I can get it pulled up. Yeah. So Apple trying to get up here again. If Apple can't break this up here, I'll probably be in some Apple hoods. Ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna probably be in some Apple hoods, but of course I will notify y'all if I'm not asleep. Because I'm definitely finna go to sleep. I ain't gonna lie to y'all right now. I'm definitely finna go to sleep. But yeah, let's kind of cycle through what I was looking at before I kind of get off and let's see what's going on. Um, MU. This is actually a chart pattern that you don't see a whole lot, but I do have it in Arsenal. Anybody know what this is called? It's a chart pattern y'all don't know about, or you might not know about it. Anybody know what this is called right here? It's a chart pattern that you don't see a whole lot. Cindy Triangle, yep. Keon cheating. Keon already did the mentorship. He cheating. Yeah, that's a ascending triangle. Yep. Ascending triangle. Ascending triangle. That's a really powerful bullish pattern. So ascending triangle is when you have the trend line going upward, and then you have the flat top resistance. So you can see right around here, you're really having trouble breaking above. So, yep. Let's check TTWO. Still at 191. Now it did get right up to this level and kind of reject a little bit. So see what Square is doing too. Square, okay, Square came down. I like that. I want it to come down more. If Square can come down some more, that would be amazing. So that pattern been good money. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got, man. If y'all got any questions about anything, just shoot me a message and I'll be able to get with you as soon as I get back up. I probably ain't gonna be able to sleep that long anyway, but as soon as I get back up, I can get back to you. I hope this was helpful. Hope you learned something. If you didn't take the trade or, you just didn't take it, that's fine. As long as you learn how to replicate it, you learn how to look at this stuff in pre-market. As long as you take something away from it, all right? I hope that was helpful for you. But this is recorded, so I'll probably just post this recording as a YouTube video, as a private link, and send it in the group or whatever. So that's all I got, man. Y'all have a great day. Y'all need anything, just let me know. Peace, y'all.